Hi, my name is Nelly from Koinly. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to file your HMRC self-assessment as a crypto investor with the help of Koinly, of course. So we've been doing a lot of digging for you in regards to figuring out the tax rules on crypto, and everything is based on the HMRC Crypto Assets Manual, which our team has kept a very close eye on. But obviously everyone has their own financial situation, so when in doubt, definitely reach out to an accountant if things aren't sitting right for you. Okay, so right off the bat, the first question you might have is, well, is crypto taxable in the UK? And the definite answer is yes. Now, there's no specific Bitcoin tax or cryptocurrency tax in the UK. Instead, your crypto will be either subject to capital gains tax or income tax. Capital gains applies anytime you sell or legally dispose of a crypto asset. An obvious example of this is when you sell your crypto for profit, but also when you give your crypto away, so let's say as a gift to a mate, and realize a gain. So this is where the crypto was worth more on the day you gifted it than on the day you acquired it. HMRC is very clear on this. You'll be up for capital gains tax if you realize a profit in 4 ways. So the first one is selling crypto for pound or any other fiat, let's say US dollars. Same for trading crypto to crypto, including stablecoins or liquidity pool tokens. Also, if you're using crypto to buy things, and then lastly, if you're gifting crypto, unless it's to your civil partner. Now, if these rules seem a bit odd to you, like why would swapping one crypto for another be taxed? It's actually pretty straightforward once you understand the UK's capital gains tax laws, and our team has covered this really nicely in our UK crypto tax guide, which I'll leave obviously down in the comments and in the description below. I'd also like to point out here that the HMRC has just come out with updated guidance on how certain aspects of DeFi trading can be taxed under the capital gains tax in next year's return. So if you're trading with liquidity pools or yield farming, you'll want to check that out too, also covered in that guide. Okay, so capital gains. We now know when we're going to be up for that, but in terms of how much capital gains you'll actually pay, it's very simple in the UK. The amount of capital gains tax you'll pay depends on how much you earn. So as you can see here from our guide, you'll pay 10% or 20% on crypto gains, depending on what income band you fall under. So that's the rate, but don't forget that the UK has a capital gains tax-free allowance of £12,300. So if you make no more than £12,300 from capital gains in a single financial year, you'll pay no capital gains tax. Now, if your net capital gain is less than the £12,300 capital gains tax allowance, you'll only need to report your crypto taxes to the HMRC if the total amount you sold the assets for was more than 4 times your allowance and you're registered for self-assessment. And just to clarify here, 4 times your allowance is £49,200. Okay, so let's quickly look at how you'd work out your crypto capital gains or losses. And the first thing you need to know is the cost basis of your crypto assets. Your cost basis is how much it costs you to buy your crypto plus any transaction or brokerage fees. If you acquired your crypto by other means, let's say a airdrop or a fork, you'll take the fair market value of the crypto on the day you received it in pounds as your cost basis instead. Once you know the cost basis of your crypto, then you can work out whether you made a profit or a loss when you sold it. Now, this is a very simplistic explanation, but there are different ways to get a asset's cost basis, and each country sets out its own rules on which methods are allowed. In the UK, the approved cost basis method is Sharepooling, which basically says you can split your different crypto assets into groups or pools. For example, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Doge in its own pools. Then you can create an average cost basis for each of those pools. So this is slightly more advanced accounting stuff, which we cover in the Sharepool guide, which once again, I'll leave down below in the description, along with information on how the same day and bed and breakfasting rules apply to crypto. I'll link that also obviously down below. But for those of you that are using Koinly, you do not need to worry about fully understanding Sharepooling. The minute Koinly knows you're filing in the UK, it's going to automatically calculate your gains and losses using Sharepooling. Okay, so that's capital gains. We'll quickly look at crypto income tax, and then we'll move on to filing a return. So the HMRC sees crypto from income as anytime you make a new crypto through some sort of action or form of work. This can be literal work like mining, let's say, a new Bitcoin, or when your assets earn interest in a liquidity pool. So anytime you've earned income from crypto, you'll be taxed according to your individual tax band. So you will start off by figuring out which income band you're in, and then you'll add your additional income from crypto to your regular income, and you're going to check if you're still in that same income band. And if you are, this is the amount of tax you'll pay on crypto income. Now remember, with Koinly, you just connect all your exchanges, wallets, blockchains, so that Koinly can track every transaction. Then Koinly is going to work out your capital gains and your income earnings for you, so you can easily report your totals to the HMRC and have a full transaction details as a backup too. And all of this happens on the Koinly reports page. If you're only up for, let's say, capital gains or reporting losses, Koinly's HMRC capital gains report will do the trick. If, however, you're reporting both your capital gains and your income, then the complete tax report has you sorted. So let's file the crypto taxes with the HMRC online and see how it works. First up, I'm going to report the gains and income in this example, so I'll download a complete tax report for 2020 and 2021. Now let's sign into our HMRC online services. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to check that I'm filing for the correct tax year, which is from the 6th of April 2020 to the 5th of April 2021. Okay, if you're filing for the first time, you'll see the option File Your Tax Return for the year. If you have already filed, you will instead select Amend Your Tax Return. Regardless of which option you choose, the following input sections that we will walk through will all be the same. There's a few sections for personal details in part 2, and then it's on to step 3, where we need to tailor the return before actually filling in any detail. So for this demo, we're assuming that the only income from the year is from crypto, but obviously you'd select all your sources of income. Okay, so I'm going to skip over these income questions. I wasn't involved in a partnership, no. Income as a landlord, no. Did I receive foreign income? No. But in the final selection, I need to select yes. So yes, I did dispose of some assets. So this will set up the form to ask about capital gains further down. So select yes and save and continue. So on the next page, the first question could be potentially confusing. It's asking, did I receive any interest? And you might think this is where you report your interest from DeFi. But this question is asking about interest from bank accounts and financial institutions. We're going to enter all our crypto income in another section further down. So click no here. And then a few more no answers for crypto demo purposes only. So no to income tax losses and no to pension savings tax changes. Then save and continue. So this trend continues on page 3. A few more no questions on this page with regards to crypto, but of course you'll select what makes sense for you. Then we save and continue. Okay, so the form has been built and we can see the components here where we need to report our numbers. So we'll be looking at capital gains, disposed chargeable assets, other UK income, and then finally some admin points such as previously unpaid taxes. So first we'll start under capital gains with the first point, amend details of disposed chargeable assets. The first question asks if I disposed of assets worth more than £49,200, and in my case for this demo, it's a no. Then are losses deducted, and it's a yes, as I did have some losses which I'll be claiming. And then finally, are your total chargeable gains before deducted losses more than £12,300? And if I look at my Koinly report, then that's a yes from me. Okay, so save and continue. The next question asks, do we want to use the capital gains computation worksheet? And it's a no. And this is because it's a very basic worksheet. Only really applies if you've sold 1 or 2 assets in a year, and not helpful for crypto. Okay, save and continue again. And on the next page, I'm going to be asked which assets did I actually dispose of. And in terms of crypto, the only section to make is other properties, assets, and gains. None of the other sections apply for cryptocurrency. Okay, save and continue again. Okay, here we're going to be asked about some quantitative details. So starting with the number of disposals made. Per Koinly report, I had 91 disposals. However, for the capital gains taxes in the UK, you also have to look at your trading profits and margin trading derivatives, P&L, and things like that. So there were profits made from that. This will be found in the other gains section of the Koinly report. Now we can lump all of the margin trading elements together and treat them as one disposal. So I'm going to add 1 plus 91 to get 92. Next, for disposable proceeds, we need to combine with margin trading profits. So we'll take proceeds from sales, which is £36,025, and add £722 from other gains to give us a total of £36,749.95. But you'll see HMRC automatically rounds this down to a whole number. So on to allowable costs. We need to bring in our crypto acquisition costs here, which on Koinly is £6,406.29, but also that of our margin trading. So I'm going to take these two costs here under expenses. So a cost of £35.54 and the margin trade fee of £181.70. But also I need to take into account that I have lost Ethereum worth £805.59 here under lost assets on Koinly. So in the UK, you're able to deduct the value of that from capital gains as a loss. So we add that in as well to get the total of £7,429.12. And again, HMRC automatically rounds that to 7,430. And finally, on this page, we're asked about total gains in the year before losses. And so we subtract the proceeds total from allowable costs here to arrive at a rounded figure of 29,318. Okay, so the next question does not apply, but here at losses in the year, I'm going to take 1,123 straight from the Koinly report. Then the following two sections are not necessary for this demo in terms of crypto. And then the final question, I'm going to say no to making any more claims. This will be related to complex tax claims. So now we're being asked about losses. You can carry forward losses from previous years in the UK. And if you have some that you want to allocate against your profits in this year, you can do that here in the box, but I don't. The same goes for income losses. I'll also leave that blank. I don't have any losses in the current year that we want to carry forward into the future years, but if you did, you can input that number here. And again, I have no losses that were used against gains made in earlier years, but if you did, it goes here. Then the next few questions would be quite specific questions, not applying to a typical crypto investor. And again, we're not making any adjustments here. And finally, it's a no at the bottom. We're not using any estimates or valuations because we're using the market values at the time, and Koinly's done that for us. Next, I need to add any relevant attachments. So here I can choose the file that I want to add, and I'm going to upload the Koinly complete tax report. I'll give it a description and click upload. Koinly tax calculation PDF is now attached. So HMRC can look at what I've reported and can look back into the Koinly report to confirm my numbers. Now I'm asked about other UK income, and for crypto we choose any other income at the bottom of the page. And on the next page, all of my crypto income will come under this box, other taxable income, and it's £756.52 from Koinly. Okay, now skip down to the end, and here I'm asked for a description of my other income. So just for their purposes, I'm going to say crypto income from airdrops, mining, and staking. And obviously there's more detail in the uploaded report. Okay, save and close. And from here, I'm going to answer some very specific questions that are not related to crypto necessarily. And I've picked up again on the check your return page. So here you'll be able to go through all your sections again if you want to double check or change anything. So then next we're on the view your calculation. So this is going to show you what your tax liability is. This is what I owe for the year. Now, if I want more detail, I can go to the view and print your calculation. Hit save and continue. Now the return is effectively done. So here I can email or print a copy of my returns. It's always a good idea to keep good records. So the next page is where I go ahead and submit my returns. So now I need to make a declaration here that I did not get support payments and the information I've given is correct. And so then I hit submit. You're going to get a receipt number after this, which you should definitely take note of, and an email notification in 2 to 3 days about how to pay. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more crypto content. Peace.